In the ring we stand tall, words are blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean. Spirited mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts glean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts glean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. The mid of the week. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Another episode of Anime Unlocked with my co-host, Wally, aka Stylus. What happened? Come on, Wally. You left your name out. I can't hear you.
Mike was muted. No, because it's just Wally.
Ugh. How's everybody doing okay? Is going to be having a wet, dry weather going on today. I hope you guys are not paying too much attention to the case. Leave that case alone. Come over here and do something different. Not talking about the Diddler. Not working the Joker, but let's leave it like that. Other than that, this is a ninth episode dealing with another topic. It's all of my category of certain anime. Trying to figure out what the hell why. This is a classic which I've been scratching my head for the longer like what happened? What's going on? And I'm not gonna lie about it. It kind of like rubbed me off the wrong way when I think about it. I was searching for this anime for 2 or 3 years. I was thinking about it. I did not even go further to check on the company that owned this anime. And I found with the same company that also owned anime Space Battleship Yamato. This anime came out before that. One season, no second season. They dropped the project. It wasn't bad, it was good. I saw this anime in my country around the 90s, which is weird. Now, me, I'm a techie kind of guy. I like mecha anime, right? This anime is something completely different. And I wonder why there's not a reboot whereby, based on today's technology, could have been done better. How's everybody doing? Hi, Eric. How you doing? Everything. I'm gonna be real serious with you guys about it. This is something that I don't really understand. Look at the picture right there. The original name is Blue Noah, right? Well, I know it as Thundersub. I watched Mobile 2 Gundam. I watched their main carrier or main battleship they have. They had a battleship that goes on water, go underwater, right? Goes in the air, go out of space, right? And I almost forgot that wasn't the first spaceship or battle like ship that was doing that. It was this one. Is it safe to say that they stole the idea from this? They were driving nuts about it. Every old school anime that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, a good, I can't say a good majority, a good number of them got rebooted. Actual boy, much older than Transformers. G.I. Joe. Got a few reboots. Cyborg 009, older, got rebooted. Transformer got rebooted, G.I. Joe got rebooted, Ninja Turtle, again, multiple reboot. Space Battleship Yamato, multiple reboot. This idea, this unique idea, find out later on that they had an idea, give it to the outside of the idea, that they could this one, so that
Dave, bring your mic closer. You're going a little out of
it's okay.
the.
I'll see what the few episodes, right?
Say that again.
Yes. And the way this thing was planned out, they were bigger than any U.S. carrier I think of based on dimension. It was much, much bigger than that. Way was described, it was bigger than the Yamato. Way bigger. Well, let me tell you an introduction. Space Carrier Blue Noah, also known as the internationally as Thundersub, is a 1929 to 1980 Japanese science fiction anime. See, produced by Office Academy, the same company that also produced Space Battleship Yamato. This series aired from October 13, 1979 to March 30, 1980 and consists of 24 episodes. It was later dubbed into English and distributed overseas under Thundersub. I didn't get a shout out to Eric. Eric was letting me know on Facebook that he was watching it. And I'm sure Eric will be like, wait a minute, this is very unique. But in my head, I was trying to use ChatGPT and see if they can update the version of what it will look like. If you were to take that idea, the way they give in detail to all the Pegasus Battleship or Mobile Suit Gundam, all the different versions that came out there, every other ever that have Battleship version, Robotech, aka Marquis, know that. What if you were to take this thing and you bring it up to date? and you modify it in detail, how would this thing want to look like? I was thinking, I was like, this could have been a big hit if you'd expand on the details of the storyline of it, like they did Thundercats. I found that weird. I hope any big time anime studio listen to this and understand it that I took a lot of idea from this anime and passed it around big time. For any battleship out there in Mobile Troop Gundam, any that they were the first of their kind with that unique idea. It was a battleship cruise, a battleship carrier that transformed into a submarine. That also had another submarine attached to it. No, no. Hear me out about it. I've been searching for this thing for a while. I'm kind of a little edgy. But this unique idea this anime had with the first of the kind. And I started to notice it's like almost they took it apart and gave the idea to multiple franchises to play with it.
Well,
You see some of the episode, right?
for the ones that I was able to find, but I mean, look, it definitely ahead of its time, right? Because of course, it's literally 2052. I'm like, especially when this was what dated back in 1979.
And the dimension, I looked it up, the dimension was bigger than the Space Battleship Yamato. They were the big dudes.
So what?
The nerd side of me would not want to let it go. It was
So
a
like what
massive,
an expansion? Wouldn't it like be like somewhat on par or comparable, or well, I wouldn't say on par. Well, I wouldn't say on par exactly, but it would be slightly above level of what the Marvel had within the
me,
Age of Shield.
the Angel of Shield
Yeah,
carrier, air carrier.
yeah.
This one was bigger than that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This one right here was way bigger than the Marvel carrier. Way bigger. This thing hold about 150 fighter jets. This thing was huge. This thing transformed into a massive submarine. And was holding another submarine. Now hold up. How many people milked this idea? Side Marvel, Side Mobile Suit Gundam, Side Marcos, aka Robotech. No, it didn't transfer to a humanoid mech. No, it did not do that. But technology-wise, it was a big deal. I was saying to myself, the United States can never, ever build something like this. It's beyond their ability. Way beyond that. Think about it. The biggest airplane carrier. It was nowhere close to this size.
Pretty much.
They won beat it by a huge margin. The fact that it transformed, it opened up from a submarine mode to a super carrier mode. And it can fly out in space. Thank you, Peter. Helicopter, but still, it was smaller. The helicopter was smaller than this. I remember watching this several times and I'm scratching my head. What would this thing look like in present time if you had the right technology to do it in details? It would have been the biggest and the baddest ship ever. Any manga, any anime. The fact that they dropped the ball on this one it brings the question: what is it about this idea that you had a problem with of putting on people? Or maybe the person who wrote this one wanted to go further, and they are how you want to take. They did the ditty on him, shut him up. Read overview. Set it in the year 2052. Earth Force, Earth facing an extraterrestrial threat from the Death Force. I know that's 1980, we are naming enemy, Death Force. Right? And trying to find out, hit another thing. Star Wars got the idea from there too. The main planet was is nothing more is a massive spaceship, just like the Battlestar. They did it first. An alien force, an alien race from a dying planet Gotham. Hello. Why not? Their massive satellite ship, what I just said, Terra Star. What was that massive satellite ship that the Star One had? What was the name called?
Death Star.
Huh?
Death Star. I think it was
So
Death Star.
who did it first? See what I'm going with this? Initiate a terraforming process to make Earth suitable for their survival.
Survival.
What anime copied that same plot too?
Terraforming the process of making Earth suitable for their survival.
Zoid.
Uh,
See what I'm saying? I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Causing catastrophic environmental disaster.
cousin.
Besides, though, there's other few anime that did the same plot. In response, a group of young survivors, led by Colin Collins, discovered and activated the Blue Noah, a top-secret submersible vessel capable of combating battle both underwater and in space. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were to do your homework, you'll find out there's so many anime took so much idea from this, so much and so many. Imagine that. They were the first one that had the idea of terraforming the Earth. How many anime you come across where the enemy or the villain was trying to terraform your own planet or type of harsh climate change to happen? It came from 1939 to 1980. Come on, guys. Can't say they wasn't shopping off tons of ideas of this anime. Which is crazy. Well, I'm a little really hostile today for this because I grew up watching this. I enjoy this. I know 1970, 1980 technology is not the same as 2025 or 2024, not even 2015, not even 2016, not even 2020 or 2010 technology of the animation. Correct. That perfected that craft over time, even though we had it argument about CGI is cheating. There's certain anime that do a mixture of animation and CGI to get a better look to it. It's ridiculous. So the Blue Noah Thundersub. The Blue Noah is a formidable super, what is that? Formidable super submarine aircraft carrier. Super. See what I said earlier? It was bigger. It was a juggernaut. That's me. Eric say, I'm glad he put this one out there. Okay, there was another submarine anime I was trying to remember the title of, and my brain is bleeding from stress and frustration. You're not the only one. I'm so pissed that they were, I can't say oil farming, they were milking this cow. They milk the cow so much the cows disappear. How about that? This anime has so much idea. They decide, okay, you take this part, you take this part, you take this part, you take this part, you jerk up this part, you cut this part. They so much idea from this. It didn't make no sense.
Um, for Eric, were you thinking Blue Submarine number 6? I
Hmm.
know Rukugo. I guess that's
Eric, please confirm. Is that what you're referring to?
There's more, but I'm just gonna start with that one first.
Because this thing was a beast. Displacement. Wally, I want you to do your calculation. 170,000 standard tons. What is that to you?
That's gonna be too much for the calculator. So just
No.
know that's a huge number. Just know that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a huge number. I'm not
130,000 standard ton.
gonna-
What other? How heavy their helicarrier was? You're nowhere near that. Sure, it was like 56,000. Hmm? The shield helicarrier was it 56,000 something? Please, in the audience, please tell me the displacement of the agent of shield helicarrier.
Hold on,
What
let
the
me see how they
displacement is?
calculate tons.
I'm tight. One person do that one. I want another person to find me the biggest battleship in the Mobile 2 Gundam. What would the standard ton on that one?
Okay, divide the weight.
But this one carry 150 aircraft.
So that is standard tons. Now, that's the thing. Is standard tons long tons or short tons? Because they go both ways. There's two different tons.
Good question.
Hold on, I'm about to
Eric
figure it
said Eric said no, not that. I'll find it, and when I do, which will be a weird o'clock in the morning, I will post it in the fandom zone.
out. Okay, because the next one I had here is Nada, the Secret Blue Water. This was a 1990s.
Really? See what Peter is saying. Now you talking. I'm being bad. They had a guy with a Hot Wheel versus a real car. Really? Nah, he's shitting on Marvel now. Not me, ladies and gentlemen.
Divide the weight of this by 2 times.
Peter is roasting the sheer helicarrier with a Hot Wheel versus real car.
So
I'm just saying.
So this would technically, wait, this is 17 standard tons.
And Peter,
So this would weigh like 85.
did you in the audience look up this displacement for the Mark 1, aka Robotech battleship? How big would that one?
Okay, so that's the math. Okay, I'm tripping. Okay, now I got it.
I need to know the numbers.
So that's tons.
Do compare it to Peter.
Okay, so that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah, you a Marvel fan, but you shit on a helicarrier.
So that is 340 million.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
340
340 million pounds.
compared to all the one on the anime. I'm sure they were the biggest.
Now remember, that's just short tons. Now, if you want to talk about long tons, which is the British calculations, that would be. Hold on.
No, I'll be logical. This is Japan. You think it'll be on the American measurement or be the British measurement based on historical facts?
Yeah, I'm just putting in the numbers.
Okay.
And based upon this one, this will say 380,800,000.
I'll go with the British measurement because this will be more related to on the British side of things, than an American side of it, more than likely.
Now, if you want to talk about dimensions, that's a whole lot of other mathematics that they add to that.
But because they were a huge, they were the juggernaut of it. Remember they say a formidable super submarine aircraft carrier. What anime had that combination besides this? Really? Really? Okay. Just imagine, no, imagine, let that thing sink in. In every anime, what anime had that unique combination of being a super submarine aircraft carrier? You know how big submarine is, right? You know how big a aircraft carrier can be. So imagine that. So imagine a ship of that caliber that is massive. That it transformed to different modes. It hold up to 150 aircraft. It's submerged for underwater operation. It come with an extra submarine. Imagine that. Right here at where they guys holding the gun at the red part right here, that is another submarine right there attached to it. It's equipped with a lightweight booster for atmospheric and space travel. It housed artillery craft like the Tempest Junior, that's the name of it. It's a mini submarine. And the rocket captor, a large attack helicopter. The primary weapon is the anti-proton gun, a powerful energy weapon capable of annihilating target used as a last resort due to its high energy consumption and temporary system shutdown post firing. Does that sound familiar? The last one. Primary weapon. The anti-proton gun, a powerful anti-weapon capable of annihilating target using as a last resort due to its high energy consumption and temporary system shutdown post firing. Robots of Gundam, almost everything will have a mega gun that you use, that everything has to revert a power to one particular gun. There's other anime that did the same thing though. You see how many ideas that came from this thing? They were farming the hell out of this anime. Bad. Eric, please, if you can have an idea of which anime that had that same close to functioning whereby they had the main gun and they got to revert all their power to that gun or temporary system shutdown because of it. That's a real idea stealing right there and there. But in Japan, they don't call it idea stealing. They call it pass it down. Maybe so you can utilize it. It
Yeah,
did.
It
It
is.
did. No, you're correct. It feels closer, but it's under the same company. But yet they were the first. And this battle, this space carrier submarine is bigger than a space battleship Yamato. Much bigger. This series comprised of 24 episodes, with the first episode originally broadcast as a feature-length special and later divided into 4 parts for rebroadcast. Here is the complete episode list. First of the Young Lion, the Blue Noah descends south, Coral Reef Retribution, the Secret of Gotham Base, Gotham Terraforming Plan, Adam and Eve. These are the list of some of the episodes, right? But here's the thing that drives me crazy. This anime was a blueprint for many other anime. Space Battleship Yamato copied this idea. Marcos, aka Robotech, copied a lot from this idea. Obito Gundam copied this idea. Almost any anime that you have a huge battleship, like either kind of float on water, go under, go into space. Obito Gundam copied its function all the way through. What was the name? The Archangel. Wasn't the Archangel and Obito Gundam the only um, mothership that not only can float on water but also go underwater? And when necessary, it could come out of water and fly and go out of space. Was it not?
Hmm.
Oh, let that sink in.
Well, real quick. So, Eric, you're right. Actually, Yamato is older. It's actually 5 years older. It's 1974.
1974?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna be wrong.
Yeah, Space Yamato is 1974. But Thundersub is the longer ship though. It's longer by 90 hold on, 90 meters longer.
That's a big bad boy. And heavier, right?
I would believe so, yeah.
So you gotta look at it, you gotta look at the format. It's a combination of a space carrier and a submarine. They didn't say it regular, they said it was a super. In technical terms, this one have way more balls than a Marcos mega ship. Or fan Peter. The Robotech cannot hold a candle to this one. Besides Transformers. That's it. This one also transform. Will do much more. That's the crazy part about it. But what annoyed me, it never given a chance to do a reboot. I believe just like most of these anime that went into reboot with the Transformer, based on some of the reboot it's done, they expand the storyline of the reboot. Yeah, Joe did the same exact thing.
No, it's gonna be a new.
Thundercat did the same exact thing. He-Man, like come on, He-Man. How many people did He-Man went through already?
How much reboots that He-Man went through?
Yeah. And they're able to expand on their stories. I'm just saying, this show had the unique and coolest
They had
idea.
numerous of reboots.
There you go. This one had the coolest idea ever, by far. It was better than the Agent of Sheer helicarrier. The helicarrier was like a baby compared to this one. But why? I really don't understand. I really don't understand. I really don't. As I'm looking through the episode here, I want to go to the tab where it's not showing the episode. This looking at the picture here, right? This is the mode you see when it's out of space. And when they're out of space, it's still open. Let's look at it. Okay, the other submarine anime I was looking for was released after AD Vision on VHS in the 90s.
Of the 90s? Wait a minute, let me Let's see what the ones they have here.
Because I remember I looked up. They were the collectible they have for this thing. You're not gonna believe this. The collectible for this anime was almost $800. Collected for the whole entire season.
All right, hold on. He said the other submarine anime I'm looking for was released by AD Visions on VSH in the 90s.
Dang, shut
I
up.
mean, these are the main. Well, again, I have about two names here that were from the 90 era. Well, this is also okay. Yeah, that's 20.
But my issue is this. I will consider myself a hardcore anime. I have issue whereby certain anime don't get its roses. Don't get it credit due. So many anime built off from this anime idea. So many.
This was recent.
In fact, it don't get its necessary due of respect. It let me know something is up. I wish somebody who have a vision of making the team better than what it is. Do a proper reboot, or rather yet, you want to be grimy, make it slightly a little bigger again. Stretch it out even more. Add more dimension to it. Add more features to it. Make the mini submarine more vicious looking. If you need it.
I mean, we're talking about like what the idea influence of if they were to renew the idea, right? Where's those notes I put up? Because let's be honest, we already know like some of the many arguments that will be against bringing something like this back into play, right? Because you bring it into modern day, then it's like okay, well, you already know the nostalgia versus new audience factor point. It's like because again, someone's gonna know the nostalgia part, someone's gonna know it as a new audience, and then it's like, is this gonna placate on what it is back then, or is it sort of placating on something different here and there? It's like, oh, however you want to pick that choice, and then as far as that, right? Of course, art style evolution. I mean, this is still like what 2052, so it's still ahead of this. It's like, of course, you're gonna probably like tweak it a little bit to refine it to be a little bit more sleeker. So that's obvious for most people, especially if you're gonna make it to a point where you're trying to accommodate it as a ship underwater plus a ship in space and then ship in the air, however they choose to call it. Then of course the pace and the storyline, how they choose to create it, because again, even though this is like sci-fi, there's still a formation of action that has to be played in this. So it's like you got to contradict that part in that sense, and then how you're trying to mold all the continuing parts of this. The next one is like I just mentioned earlier, the genre flow, right? It's like you got the sci-fi, you got the mech to a certain degree. It's like, okay, the fantasy, the action, how you tailor it to an overview. Of course, originality versus modern tropes. How do that all plays? Are we playing strictly on that, but just revising within modern time, or different stuff? Then of course, whoever's gonna choose to fund it, and plus whatever studio's gonna choose to bring it to life. Now, granted, do I believe that it has its strong suits? I mean, yeah, it has strong suits, right? Strong core concepts, the mech and sci-fi appeal, which is gonna keep it up there. The exploration of not modern, but super tone that are, they would say, in comparison, if you would have put it in a thought-provoking narrative like Attack on Titans, it can probably survive, right? And you put it on that type of tier. The revival theme, because there's been a lot of revivals, Shaman King, Trigun, Stampede. There's been some revivals out there that pretty did some okay. And plus, untapped potential, because it says, unlike Yamato, which has seen numerous interactions, Thundersub hasn't had many modern adaptations, leaving more room for fresh interinterpretation.
I had to agree to you have a very compelling argument. Very, very compelling. The way you broke it down, I'm glad people are hearing it because I think this is another issue from bringing a reboot. So you think, bringing something that was made back in the 1930s and today's time, you have to change scenery, the event. We're gonna add a certain twist to it to make it more relatable. Maybe that is the case, but we were able to redo Space Battleship Yamato. But if I was to be adamant about it,
Why the fuck is somebody sending you a
I'm
friend
going to go back
request?
to a few slides over. They were set in the year 2052.
Yeah, motherfucking cow. How the fuck
So
all
with
the
me,
bridge?
we had to reimagine what 2052 would be like. What? Right? I'm going by your order. To be relatable to the present time audience, there are a lot of things had to be added or taken out. Correct.
Right.
The design of the battleship, and two things can happen. Either it was slightly slimmed down or more beefed up to give it a more
That sounds
badass look.
good.
Or neither. It would have to be like the ship would have to be of a particular resource that keeps it freshly, brand new to the point like even though the world is already in a catastrophic place, right? Because it is a catastrophic environmental disaster, the ship will still be able to be attacked to a point where it's not as rusted or anything else, especially brand new and they just busted out at the last moment or something like that. But I think like because you got to think about it, right? You're in space, you're going underwater. There has to be like a development within the story. So, like for instance, okay, we're going underwater. Then it's like, when are we gonna play on the idea of Antarctica and the Lost City, right? Like, when are you gonna play on that part? Since you would have to, there's some type of invasion going on there or something like that, just to keep it morally fresh and brand new, or sliding in as far as another series in play, give or take, based upon how the manga was trying to interact with this, or just like what threats were you really facing at a higher tier within outer space, like that, like be a little bit more divulged, like just really amplify the sci-fi-ness of it all.
But let's be real, Robotech slash Marco had the same theme. The villain was an alien from outer space. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Mobile Suit Gundam almost in a way, but wasn't it was an alien, it was more of a space con out of space. Um see what else was more similar to that. There are a couple of anime out there, so from your perspective, what typical facts the rationale behind it. There would be a more a difficult case of bringing up to today's time. That what I'm hearing?
So there,
This anime will be a more difficult case to bring to present time. That's correct.
in most cases,
But somehow there's many other anime that capitalize on this idea of its format and use their own franchise. They agree with it. How come they couldn't do the thing?
yeah.
That would be my argument.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like that's the tough idea, right? It's like this is the idea point that somewhat puts it to a case, right? It's like, granted, some people will never like look back and say to themselves, "Was this the thing to really look back at and be like, should this be renewed?" Like, I don't know if people are thinking that way, however it may be, but it's like unless you bring it back to them, most people would not even really think about it. So it's like you have to question that idea. It's like, again, because even then, it's like even on the sub notes that I had for like, okay, well, for studios, because right, it's like, well, do you bring this to Crunchyroll? Do you bring this to Netflix? Do you bring this to whoever, right? And then let them placate on it a little bit as far as how they move it forward into the next, dawn of era. So it's, I just think it's just one of those things of, it's forgotten, but it's forgotten because some people just are not knowledgeable of it, or they have no recollection of it. However, maybe.
And this is why I need Wally on my show because sometimes I need that lawyer like perspective behind it and then break down because this is one of the biggest issues when it comes to revamping or bringing back some iconic anime. Like, how would it be marketed? How would we put up? How would we engineer? How would we design? How would we produce for the present time?
And then you got to think about it. It's 1979. Like, is there really enough of a fan base around this for people to even say they would care about it?
Good question. Because
Again, just like if you told me today, like who are the most animated people, like who are the anime heads of today's world, you'll say it's the youth, younger teens, all this. Like, do they want to see this back? And granted, most of them will never know it, but that's the thing. It's like that's the idea, right? It's to test the waters to see if they would want this in play.
very true.
So
Very true.
that's the thing. It's like how can you convert this? Because granted, a lot of the people that are in this are mostly young teens, right? Young adults, and then there's only a few adults in there. But it's like, how do you connect the dots back to the younger audience to say, "Oh, I want to be involved in this"?
Now, I would have thrown this monkey wrench. They're going to be more relatable to people in the military. In some kind of sense, because first and foremost, people are recruited from the Navy division.
I mean, I'll go further than that. I mean, when you really
And a house about 150 aircraft. So you could be part of the Navy, have some fighter for the Air Force.
You want to see my video on it?
I'm just no, think about it. I'm just throwing the idea out there because I find it strange this was never touched on. And the idea of a super submarine slash space carrier with ton of feature never even heard of. What would it look like if it were brought back to life? Put it in perspective. Like, okay, let's build it out. It might end up getting a little longer than the original dimension. It might even be wider than what before. It might have way more added features. It could have been a major threat to any villain. And along the time progresses, it's other upgrade that come on.
yeah, because who knows? Like maybe there may be like if they do it in modern day, maybe there's a little import plane, a little spaceship, whatever that they could have in there overall. But I mean, ultimately, because like when I think about this anime, right? The first thing that came to mind was the name, right? Space Carrier Blue Noah. I mean, aka Noah's Ark.
Bingo. I'm glad you caught on to that. I'm glad you caught on to that. Blue Noah, Noah Ark. Noah Ark with a huge ass ship. Huge. This one was the beast.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was so big, it came with another submarine. And here's the joke of this. There's a private company that built private submarine for the super wealthy, right? And I looked into the catalog. It's like a year or two ago, I believe. It actually built a submarine that came along with a mini submarine. Let that sink in.
Okay, hold on.
We burned out my brain cell. It's the aftermath when you have two nerds on the panel going in on fact and information. We're not even getting to the debate part because this is something that I've been trying to figure out. It was a unique anime that kind of had a very unique fan. Okay, you know what? Let's say some of the fan base are people who are into Battleship. Right? It's just safe to say either you can rewrite the whole storyline or you can expand the storyline.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
Would it be safe to say you could have rewrite this storyline or would have expanded on the storyline? What do you say about that?
I mean, I think if you're gonna sell it to the audience, as far as for those that never got to watch it, I think you still would want to touch on just hitting it home with the same original concept of the original pieces, but just modernize the visuals. The only difference is now it depends on where's the backdrop of everything that happened within the manga itself. Like, okay, what was in the manga? How did that placate to stretching it out further? And then how do you incorporate that as far as just in anime terms?
And that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to like. Let me be real here. This anime was able to feed a lot of anime with great ideas that they capitalized. And most of the original idea originally came from here. It's like I don't know. And the fact that the IP belonged with the same company that brought in Space Battleship Yamato, why not give to somebody to maybe either expand it, build up on it, do it better like you did Gungrave?
Yes, I was right. It had to be this one, Blue Spaceship number 6. This was the only one that shows up with that credentials.
Hey, Eric, it was Blue Submarine number 6. That got close to that.
That's the only thing that comes with that credentials of what you're talking about. Released on AD Visions on VHS the 90s. That's the only one that comes with that credentials.
And it was a submarine.
Yeah.
But this is a super submarine slash space carrier. It was a, it was, if, you know what? Let me be technical here.
All right, Eric, thank you for coming through.
This was the beast of the Navy. That would have called. It would have been the ultimate ship you could ever build for any Navy. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
They have a huge super submarine slash aircraft carrier that transformed to a submarine to go underwater. Come along with another mini submarine that's docked underneath. That come up on top of the water, over to the space carrier, and they're flying in space. Like, come on. There's no way you can say you cannot sleep on this and not make something big out of it. But let me read out all the episodes here. Yeah, the blue, bird on the young line, the Blue Noah descends south, Coral Reef rescue mission. Speaking of Gotham Bay, Gotham terraforming plan, Adam and Eve of the South Sea. I'm not touching that topic. Shit. Hello. Burning Southern Core, attack the tower. Attack that tower. Hurricane of love and anger. That's all like take that, take that, take that. There was a lot of hurricane in the DD case, so I'm not gonna talk about that one either. Detour of decision. Bow to tomorrow. Sarah her love. Crimson Tide Hell of Fear. That's one hell of a title. Filling the dummy strategy. God damn. The first report from Bermuda. The world is rushed into the Arctic Ocean. Showdown in the abyss. American China breakthrough strategy. Abaddon surprise strategy. 48 hours in Bermuda. How to space. Gotham true color. Gotham where to go. Earth forever. And they have a Terminator feature length episode that will later segment into 4 parts on the sequel, which is One world, the cosmic. The hope of the earth is this. The great Christ is Blue Noah. By the anti-program. And I thought it was only two names they had, not whether it was multiple names. Space Carrier Blue Noah, aka Thundersub, had another name. It was the Wave Anti-Espacial. Well, Blue Noah to. So I cannot pronounce. Sorry, guys. They're gonna have me put my tongue in the ER room. It's like, clear. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm back to my antics.
I'm just gonna let that one ride.
You cannot stop me on this one. You just can't.
Oh no, this is all you. This is all you. This is all you. I have nothing to argue on this.
We're not gonna do another Dragon Ball argument again unless we're doing on the Dragon Ball Diamond. And I'm gonna let you know if we do that for each episode, it will be a bloodbath.
No, they won't. We're just gonna be walking this through. Don't look at me. I ain't giving. I don't know.
This the guy. He took a scapular and this butcher Pokemon.
And this is the guy that's also telling you, if we ever had another argument of Dragon Ball, I won't even be there. To have y'all way with it.
Debate. When we do debate, we fight on the fact and information. Which, Wally, I hate to say that. Anyone who can argue our facts, you gotta bring your evidence, you gotta bring your proof, you gotta bring your records. This is why I was able to call out a lot of anime took their idea from this. It's amazing. What they were able to confirm. Brutal Movie number 6 took their idea from this. It's also to be known that Marcos took that idea from this. Mobutu Gunner took that idea from this. Which one would have had a big battleship inside that? Yet I will correct it that Space Battleship Yamato was first. It's understandable. Before this, I was being corrected on that. So I had to admit that fact. I was wrong.
74, 75, yeah.
But many other anime took the idea of terraforming. They got it first. And Doid had a big ship that was terraforming the Earth. They were dropping things all across the globe that was changing the atmosphere. So to speak. Let me see. No, what? Now that I think about it, hold up. How many military anime were there out there referring to any branch of the military that you can think of?
Hold on. I'm about to plug in another question. Because on the concepts of terraforming, there's a whole bunch of concepts of terraforming. Because some other people used it. I don't know if they're going to give me the other anime stuff.
Because this is where I'm trying to realize something. Let's just say it wasn't a mech themed anime. It was more of a military battleship like anime.
So you're saying like what military animes were there?
Yeah.
I'll be gentle. I just said I was gonna be gentle. You heard me.
So let's be real. Can't say there was a mech world and a mech. So I get that. It didn't transform like the Marcos SDF that transferred to a huge humanoid mobile suit. A battleship. I'll give it that. Oh, those are big ass. Those are
let's-
big ass battleships. 130,000 standard.
So pretty much
tons.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Okay.
Of course, Mobile Suit Gundam franchise. They list the main two, which is the 08th MS team, and then the Iron Blooded Orphans for the main
Okay.
two caveats. Of
Mhm.
course, Space Battleship Yamato, aka Star Blazer, and then Macross.
I can name a few of them. So
Yeah.
let's agree. Let's agree on this. And this is fall into the military/battleship category. Let's give it that. But of all the battleships that was out there, they were the biggest.
Yeah. Well, technically, they still got more. They just got in different tones.
So we about 1 hour left into the show, and I just wanted to like figure out what do people think about this. This is something I've been trying to point out. We have shows in anime that build the foundation for other anime. Oh, let me give you this role. This anime, they're milking for these ideas. Meanwhile, they did the research. They said, oh, it was mostly on YouTube that have these episodes, but they have every episode. There was an episode whereby they had to go to another island to upgrade certain features, add some new laser, add a feature allowed them to fly in space and out of the planet. And I don't know what carrier that can hold over 150 aircraft. You let me know.
But I will say this, right? Just to add,
And the entire format, how it was popping out these, it let me realize it would be cool if you got someone who know how to redesign this battleship and make it more of a juggernaut with detailed information of the features inside out.
right? Because I mean, just throw this in, right? So here's some visual points on influence for anyone that wants to know. So pretty much like you said, pioneering in the transforming battleship trope, post-apocalyptic sci-fi setting, youth lead crew, themes of environmentalism and humanity resilience. Uh, okay, damn it. Yoshinobu, Noshinobu, okay, Noshinobu's legacy. I'm not gonna say the whole name because I'm not gonna butcher it.
All you producer for anime, please forgive us for not trying to butcher the
Yes,
name. We
seriously.
didn't intentionally butcher the name. So please don't send no fan base over here trying to attack us over
Yeah, because
here.
I did
Not our fault.
not how to say that
We are
properly.
black.
Yo,
We ain't black Japanese. I can't not shining on that level yet.
Shinobu. I think that's how. Hopefully, that's how you say that properly. But yeah, no, Shinobu's legacy on that because of course, not only was he famous for the Space Yamato, Space Battleship Yamato, but of course he was famous for this one as well, entering this day and era, and then of course, international exposure, on the Western audience. So again, it's definitely there. It definitely has an influence overall as far as for those that know of this. But of course, now, as we already know, right, the question of just will it ever make a comeback? That is just the honest part of who's gonna pick this up and really try to unfold this more fluently enough to give it a ride.
And that's one of my biggest curiosities. Like this is like a gold mine. Yeah.
So one thing's for sure. I mean, with the idea of you looking back at, 'cause I think because you gotta think about it in a long term things, right? It's like because even in a sense of because think of it like this, right? When you look at Japan and look at how they do like the big mobile Gundam suits, like the big statues, and then think about like if you ever were to take a trip and to go into this big ship and go all through it, like this is another tourist attraction in a broad scheme.
And the thing is, this battleship got too much features in it. It had to use what the term. It had a huge bridge. This bridge had 3D dimensional system whereby it wasn't like no regular submarine. You actually holograph your location. It had no like it gave us too much idea. Thank you. This new anime that came out, I'm like Eden Billion in the super galaxy. They stole the idea from this too. The bridge. So look identical to this.
Right. But let's add this into play because I know we passed through the episodes real quick because I want to make sure everyone at least know if you want to know what were the most impactful storylines within each of the episodes amongst Blue Nova. It was Gotham's invasion and Earth's devastation, the discovery and activation of Blue Noah, the journey to Bermuda N9 for space conversation, the destruction of the gravity control bases, the battle with the Terror Star in space, Captain Nova's sacrifice and Colin's command, the end of Gotham's threat. Those are the big storylines amongst the whole 24 episodes.
Pretty much. But here's the joke. What year did the Star Wars was created?
Hold on. What year was Star Wars created? It was 1977.
In other words, they came first with the Death Star and they brought their own year, the Terror Star. Almost identical.
All right. So, yeah, the first film was Star Wars, latest subtitle. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this anime had too many branches of information that have been utilized for multiple animes already after this. I really want to see this anime go to a complete redesign of its battleship. Its battleship in particular. It was a juggernaut. The idea was ballistic. Let's just say it in your mouth. A super submarine. No, a super formidable submarine slash aircraft carrier. And have its own mini submarine. Cannot tell me this is not the battleship of the battleship. And have so much feature whereby where are you storing the aircraft? Where are the cabin? Where are the multiple shoots? If in layman terms, how many years you think they will build it in real life?
Wait, say it again.
In layman terms, how many years you think they were able to build this type of battleship?
How long?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, you know, you have AI robots.
On what country budget?
This would be a long process. This would be years, decades worth.
On who budget? What country budget?
It can be America, because let's be honest, I mean,
America.
think about it. I mean, money for war. This is technically a warship.
I don't want to be shady, but I have to. America will be broke before they build this battleship. Let's keep it real. It will literally be broke. It was a supersized me submarine slash space carrier. It was the big boy of all big boys. It It's gonna take 2 decades to build. Am I wrong?
I mean, it's definitely gonna take some time to build. That's why I said decades worth.
And this the first and second episode, the original crew took the Temple Junior to do scouting. I'm just so ladies and forgive me for going in on this thing because this is something that we talked about it before in the past and past episode. There are some anime that need to get this one here got set up to be a horror farm. Everybody fetch their idea from this franchise and utilize it. We're not giving it due process or giving it roles. And the way I see it, if you cannot do it in anime, then do it at the game. I don't know, but you need to do it well. But let people see the dimension. Let them see the functionality. But like, it cannot be real. That it is a massive big boy. Oh gosh, the end of the slide and everything, and whew, it's been a long week for everybody. I had an issue about that anime because it was something that I loved when I watched as a kid. I was fascinated by how this thing, who came up with the idea of this. And it was so fluid. 3 years later, you never seen a Rubo, but everybody got it from Rubo. Maybe this safe to say they was the very first military anime that I watched of its kind that had to do with submarine and space carrier. But after that, I never watched anything like that again. Sorry, Space Battleship Yamato. I would love to take a all 24 episodes and watch it through again and make my note. What could have been changed? What could have been different? What could have been add on? But that's another thing. What's your view on this one, Wally?
I mean, definitely, it's like a very classical anime. I just, it sort of sucks that you can't even find it because literally, the anime website I had could not even find this in the archives for the life of it. Not possible. So yeah, that's it. Just sort of sucks. But one thing's for sure. I mean, look. Again, I think it's just certain people just for this to ever come back, there would have to be a strong case that has to be made for it to come back. Someone has to bring it out there to the attention. Someone has to push it to Crunchyroll. Someone has to push it to Netflix. Whoever you wish to push to that is pushing anime. Someone has to push it.
And with anime studio, you think will do a better job?
No, that I can't even debate because like I ain't the creator. The creator got to be the one to send it.
Now you're speaking my language because remember we have been on this platform. Either we're talking about anime, we're talking about Marvel, Justice League, whatever movie genre it may be. But we never realized who had the hardest job. The creator who created these franchises. Kind of flush out the idea. Imagine how hard that thing was. In the 70s, kind of flush out the idea of Space Carrier Blue Noah, aka Thundersub, aka Noah, the Noah ship of the future. Carry the last group of humanity on that ship. That shit was huge. Whew. I don't know, I'm tired though. I had a long day. I was not listening to the Diddy case until recently. Now I'm kind of curious because it's my first New York City. I should be saying this instead of Eric. Ah! So all the information I'm hearing about what coming out the case, it got me like, oh, fam, we were talking about it before we came on live. While I was laughing, I was like, what the hell are we going on? But it's what it is.
They
And
say.
no, we are not going to discuss about Diddy case on this.
I mean, we don't need to
I'm
because
not
you know
doing
what
it.
they say: freaks come out at night. What?
No, I am not doing it. Wally is
Of
not
course,
doing it. I'm not gonna beg Abba Please to come and do it on our platform or hell no. All the extra detail that's coming out, I'm not trying to lose my lunch and my dinner on the show. Talk about and have me more information. No, we're not doing that. No thank you. You have to talk to Tay. She gotta pay her bill to Cardi B. I'm not shading you and talk to Tay. I'm just saying this way you can milk this bad boy. It's the biggest juice of the century.
as they would say. All right, well, I mean, I think we hit our closing, right?
So, we're gonna be closing right now. What's going on for
All
this
right.
week? For tomorrow is the debut of
Yeah, it should be the debut for both Coach Ferg and also Paul Bennett for their show.
and I'll give you a call the next gen training
Yes, it is. So,
and at the introduction of the show. We'll give you a preview. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm not trying to be jealous up in here. I ain't time to be. Why are you laughing? Ain't that intro better than our intro in a way?
I mean, I guess we can have a more actioner intro, but what do you want us to do about this?
Editor, we need a more animated intro. This is an anime show.
Right,
Need
just
a more
flexing some,
animatic.
just flexing some kick butt action, you know.
Yeah, but the one who had a better intro than this one was Mandrell. Got this huge brain thing going on. Man.
Okay, I haven't remembered the intro for Mandrell. So.
Yo, Mandrell had it. First, he had almost like a Battleship Galactic that they were going there. He changed it. It had to sound like a brain rotated, like in an orbited. I was like,
Interesting.
and see me. I have my background representing my favorite mobile to Gundam. Still haven't changed it. I didn't have the time to look for a good background for the for the Thundersub. I should have. So what I'm going to do going forward, I'm on this my main computer. I'll put the background for the latest anime we'll be talking about. If I can find a good one that goes with the flow of it. I kind of like it to look like I have wings myself. I don't want my head keep moving left and right. Stop it, Kevin.
Well, let's get them with the shows.
So we got a Thursday show coming on. Then we got a show on Saturday. We didn't say what my idea.
Well, yeah. So let's tell them. Thursday, it's the power of words, building and breaking lives. Oh, sorry, building or breaking lives. Ladies and gentlemen,
Saturday.
remember, with the power of words, there's definitions. Mr. Bennett, remember, trilogy. No.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bennett. I'm gonna say it again. We need to have a round 2 of the trilogy debate. What I'm gonna say right now, I just want for me to get a panel of judges but there will be fact checking going on. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the debate addicts. So is Wally. So
Not much of a
together,
debate addict.
sometimes we debate on certain things and get too
I'm not-
passionate about our debate. We're nerds. We're not
Okay.
dweebs.
Well, for Saturday show, yes. Like David said, the Legend of Optimus Prime. I'm so sorry, can't get that out of my mouth. Autobots
All the
Leaders Legacy. So,
all you Optimus Prime head out there, you think you have the info to debate or argue this thing? Bring it.
well, yeah, have fun with that one.
I hate to say that yet I'll be running the show this Saturday, my first time running a Saturday show. But I will say this. If we're gonna have a debate, if we're gonna get passionate about it, stick with your facts, stick with your truth.
You gotta have fun with that one.
No opinion. Opinion does not count. It's not no emo thing because we talk about Optimus Prime, the first of its kind, whereby it forced all the kids to hold their parents on ransom, to force the network to bring back Optimus Prime back. And after that, they repeat the same thing in G.I. Joe when they tried to kill off Duke. And they did the same thing with Dragon Ball Z when they tried to get rid of Vegeta.
And with that said, for the next one after Saturday,
And Sunday,
Sunday, the Gray Area show has not been announced yet, but it will be sooner within the weekend. So just stay tuned and look around for that one. But on Tuesday, we have Stop Judging Others, the Power of Compassion and Understanding. Even though, let's be honest, people, we will always judge. It all depends on how you judge.
so in other words, are you trying to say we don't judge, we do what? We listen? Bullshit. How many, no, hold on, bullshit. How many challenges have they been going on with we don't judge, we listen, and did a bunch of couple challenge, and they were going in. And you can see the look on their face. They was like, oh, Wally, be honest. I mean, you saw a couple of those.
Look,
Listen,
look.
judge.
I'm gonna say it again.
No,
I'm gonna say it again. Everyone judges. It all really depends on how they judge. Ergo, are you judging just to be a dick? Or are you judging to be fair? In some form or facet, everyone judges, but do they judge the right way? Do they judge the wrong way? That's the differences.
no, hold up. Didn't they do that? We listen, we don't judge challenge going on early this
Oh
year?
right, like for
Last year?
instance, what was the one of these chicks says? I had an abortion of like 2 kids. We don't listen, we don't judge, and one of them had that face like, hey look. Hey look, I was just walked out the room. I was just walked out the room because no.
Yeah, we literally don't judge.
We all know.
Yeah,
everyone in the world
that's
judges.
not gonna work.
That's just not gonna happen.
I watched so many of that thing, and I saw the look of some of these people's face. It looked like they had a butcher knife behind their back. Like, oh no, I'm that behind. Nah, I don't know you, man. Please, we listen, we don't judge. That time I didn't feel like coming home to you because I was angry. I was having a threesome, and the guy was like, "No, we literally don't judge."
Hey.
Okay. That time, I don't know. I wouldn't feel like answering the phone to you guys. I was like, I was mad. No, I was getting something. I don't want to answer the phone. That kind of bullshit. That was going on. You know what? On that episode, we'll pull some of the clips out for that. How about that? Why don't we look for some of those clips?
Okay, so for next week's Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Stone for the next anime show. Stay tuned for that one.
Oh, Dr. Stone. This is for the nerds. This anime have about 4 seasons.
Right, and if it has more than 4 seasons, then just know this: we're only going to touch season 1. We're not going to do 2.
You're doing season 1.
We're not going to go like all in. Like no, we're going to do season 1.
No.
We'll come back for the next couple of seasons down the road.
I will tell you this though: if you like science, like discovery, you're a real nerd for this episode on Wednesday. And I hate to say this, um, this anime was disrespecting the jocks. It's on Netflix right now. The one Doctor Stone on Netflix.
Yeah, 'cause I think right now they got season 4 out, right?
Season 4 is already out, but it's not on Netflix yet. But I will tell you this anime is funny, is comical, is shady as hell. Some of the puns that was thrown in there, it was vicious on purpose. It is a nerd class to me. So I wonder, let us give it an idea. What if we have a scenario? Society would turn to stone, all of us. And you wake up 1,000 years later, and all the technology gone completely. How would you live your life? If you are too addicted to technology, this is not for you. If you're not smart enough, this is not for you. This anime will embarrass you. Let you know your homework. This is a cool, fun anime. I'll tell you that right now. I watched all 4 seasons. The manga is ridiculous. I'll tell you that right now. It's ridiculous. But it's cool. Or I know you have any final thought on this show?
Other than, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for next week. This is going to be a good one because the beauty of it is, David is experienced in Dr. Stone, but I'm not. Why? Because, again, I have not had the time to watch a lot of stuff. I truly want to watch it, but I have not had time. So guess what? I'm definitely going to be definitely locking in and definitely looking at. So guess what? It's going to be fun. We're going to have newbie versus expert.
I hate to say that my co-host might geek out too heavy on this anime because when he see what he see on this anime, I might lose him in this anime. And I hope he's not going to be on my head on certain information about the anime and we go back and forth and debate because we do this.
Depending on how good it is, we possibly it all depends. How I see it, because interpretations.
But
I got a week's worth to clear out the whole episodes or the whole first season.
And here, my co-host is more responsible than me because he's taking care of 2 people, and he's in the worst state possible, Florida. I'm the second worst state possible, New York. You got sunshine. I got wet dogs.
Okay, Dr. Stone.
You got alligators. I got splinters to worry about. I can't send Splinter down to Florida, but the alligator will eat them up. That'd be a cool idea, but they'll get fat and mutate too, and they'll come and play
us. We got a week's worth, 24 episodes. Oh yeah, this could be easy. It should be easy. I should be able to have all this locked down.
Oh, trust me, you will enjoy it. But I do know this will be a cool anime to talk about. And I expect to get comment on that show. Because I want to see if ever put themselves in that situation, how would they feel? They will have survived that. They want to go through that. And no disrespect. All you Birkin bag lady, I'll wait you in that situation. There'll be no more Birkin bags ever again. I wonder how you'll look for your Stone Age stamp. But he ain't get you no car. He ain't gonna get you no ring. At that time, there won't be no Birkin bags. So where are you gonna sleep?
It's called a hammock. Peace and tranquility.
Oh yeah. You better learn how to cook, my sister. There's no microwave either. How about that?
Oh, so we talk about Stone Age stuff. Oh,
I'm shady. I'm sorry.
these guys are
I am shady as hell. This is an anime that make me picture all the Pookie and the Ray Ray and the 304. How would they survive the Stone Age? Imagine someone make a comical parody of this. Put certain character in this. How would they survive this?
There is no survival.
Why do you wake them up in the Stone Age and they can't drive their car, they can't call their girlfriend, they can't hang out on the corner, but there's no corner to hang out on. I'm just saying, before you come on the show on Wednesday, please watch a couple of episodes so you get an idea what I'm talking about. And in the show, I want you to put your comment on live or leave a comment after the show. What would you have done? You in that situation, and how you'd have approached it, or how you'd have dealt with it.
It's simple. They watched Survival. They watched the TV show Survivor, and then they come back to this and they be like, okay, let's start making some
No, it's not gonna work. Because you know why? How many the baby had about to survive it, and they take ladies out. The man survives. You gotta go back on that island and save the women from themselves. Don't know what the heck they were doing.
Hey, they have to take some type of experience.
Now, here's the best part. You can't judge nobody on their fashion in the anime. No Koji, no Tommy Hilfiger, none of that's all gone. You go jump me on my bear skin, you know what I'm saying? You go jump me on my fig leaves. Yeah, you just say I cannot afford, can I give you enough coconut? Wally, just watch the anime. After you watch a couple of the episodes, think about my mindset. You be like, they're gonna be a ninja.
All right, come on. Let's close this out.
On that note, good night. Why don't you take out losing note already by night? Let's get the hell out before you go even further. On that note, good night. I am TBN Techco, aka Black, aka Bear Paw. Not no baby goose. Big for that. Come on. This is for small people, not for big brothers like me. And here's Wally. Feeling sorry for me because he know I'm gonna lose it. So we see you next week. I'll see you on Saturdays. Good night. Keep it safe and keep it tight.
See you guys.
Right?